What if I told you that retirement isn't an age, it's a number, and that number is different for everyone? But here's the problem. Most people have no idea what they should be doing in their 20s, 40s, 50s, or 60s to hit that number. They're either doing too little too late, or they're doing the wrong things at the wrong time. A 25-year-old who focuses on bonds is making a mistake. A 55-year-old who is 100% in stocks is gambling with their retirement. And a 35-year-old who ignores their 401 match is leaving thousands of dollars on the table every single year. If you stay until the end of this video, you'll get the ultimate retirement checklist, decade by decade. I'll tell you exactly what to do in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s to build a secure retirement. No fluff, no generic advice, just a step-by-step, actionable plan that you can start implementing today, no matter how old you are. My name is your name, and today we're building your retirement roadmap for life. Let me start with a story that will motivate you to take action now, regardless of your age. I've worked with hundreds of clients, and the biggest difference between those who retire comfortably and those who struggle is not income, it's whether they followed a decade-appropriate plan. I had a client named David who, at age 45, had saved only $50,000 for retirement. He panicked, he thought he was doomed, but we created a 20-year plan, increase his 401A contribution to 20%, open a Roth IRA, and invest aggressively. By age 65, he had over $800,000, not a fortune, but enough to supplement Social Security and live comfortably. On the other hand, I had a client named Lisa who, at age 30, inherited $100,000 and put it all into a savings account earning 0.5% for a decade. By 40, she had missed out on over $70,000 in potential growth. She was doing the right thing by saving, but the wrong thing for her age. Your retirement plan must evolve as you age. Let me show you how. Your 20s, the foundation decade. Asterisk, if you're in your 20s, you have the single most powerful asset on earth, time. But time is worthless if you don't use it. Your 20s are not about saving huge amounts. They're about building habits and taking advantage of compound interest. Here's your checklist for your 20s. First, open a Roth IRA. This is the single best account for young people. You pay taxes on the money now when you're in a low tax bracket, and then it grows tax-free forever. In 2026, you can contribute up to $7,000 per year, or your earned income, whichever is less. Even if you only put in $1,000, start the habit. Second, contribute enough to your 401A to get the full employer match. If your employer matches 50% of your first 6%, that's an immediate 50% return on that 6%. Do not leave free money on the table. Third, invest aggressively. In your 20s, you should be 90% to 100% in stocks. Use low-cost index funds like VTI or VO. Do not buy bonds. Do not buy annuities. You have 40 years to ride out market volatility. Use that time to capture higher returns. Fourth, automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your Roth IRA and 401A on every payday. If you never see the money, you never miss it. Fifth, avoid high-interest debt. Credit cards and car loans will destroy your ability to save. If you have credit card debt, pay it off before investing beyond the 401 match. Sixth, build an emergency fund of $5,000 to $10,000 in a high-yield savings account. This prevents you from going into debt when life happens. Seventh, focus on increasing your income. Your 20s are the best time to invest in your career. Take courses, get certifications, switch jobs every 2-3 years for raises. Every dollar of extra income can be funneled into your retirement accounts. Eighth, learn about investing. Read one book per year on personal finance. Watch videos like this one. Knowledge compounds just like money. The single biggest mistake people make in their 20s is delaying investing because they think they don't have enough money. Even $50 a month is enough. A 25-year-old who invests $50 a month at 7% will have over $100,000 by 65, and that's without increasing the contribution. Start small, but start now. Your 30s, the acceleration decade. Asterisk, in your 30s your income is likely rising, but so are your expenses, kids, mortgage, car payments. The challenge is to increase your savings rate without feeling deprived. Here's your checklist for your 30s. First, increase your savings rate to 15% of your gross income. If you're not there yet, use the 1% increment method. Increase your 401(n) contribution by 1% every 3 months until you hit 15%. Second, max out your Roth IRA. The 2026 limit is $7,000. If you can't max it, set a goal to increase your contribution by $500 per year until you hit the limit. Third, if you're a high earner and can't contribute to a Roth IRA directly, learn about the backdoor Roth IRA. I covered this in Script 36. The reverse rollover strategy can clear the path for tax-free Roth conversions. Fourth, consider opening a health savings account, HSA, if you have a high-deductible health plan. The HSA is triple tax advantaged and can be used as a stealth retirement account. Max it out if possible. Fifth, review your asset allocation. In your 30s, you should still be heavily in stocks, 80% to 90%. But you can start adding a small bond allocation, 10% to 20% as a buffer. Use a simple target date fund or build your own 3-fund portfolio. Sixth, check your 401(n) fees. Many 401(n) plans charge high fees. If your plan's funds have expense ratios above 0.5%, talk to your HR department about adding low-cost index funds. Or consider an in-service rollover to an IRA if allowed. Seventh, if you have children, start saving for college but not at the expense of your retirement. You can borrow for college. You cannot borrow for retirement. Contribute to a 529 plan only after you've maxed out your Roth IRA and at least 15% to your 401. And eighth, get adequate life and disability insurance. If you have a family, term life insurance is cheap in your 30s. Disability insurance protects your most valuable asset, your ability to earn income. The biggest mistake in your 30s is lifestyle inflation. As your income rises, resist the urge to upgrade your car, house, and vacations at the same rate. Save half of every raise. Your 30s are where the real wealth building begins. Your 40s, the catch-up decade. By your 40s, you should have a solid foundation. Now it's time to turn the dial towards serious accumulation. You still have 20 to 25 years of compounding ahead of you. Plenty of time to correct course if you're behind. Here's your checklist for your 40s. First, max out your 401(n). The 2026 limit is $23,500, plus a $7,500 catch-up if you're 50 or older. If you're in your 40s, aim to hit the full $23,100. Use the tax deduction to lower your current tax bill. Second, max out your Roth IRA and HSA. If you're married, max out both spouses' Roth IRAs. The combination of 401(a), Roth IRA, and HSA gives you tax diversification in retirement. Third, evaluate your asset allocation. By age 45, aim for 70% stocks, 30% bonds. By age 49, aim for 60% stocks, 40% bonds. Use a target date fund or rebalance annually. The goal is to reduce risk as you get closer to retirement. Fourth, get serious about your retirement number. Calculate your expected annual expenses in retirement. Multiply by 25 for a 4% withdrawal rate or by 28 for a 3.5% rate. That's your target. If your current savings are on track, great. If not, you need to increase your savings rate or plan to work longer. Fifth, consider working with a fee-only fiduciary advisor for a one-time retirement checkup. In your 40s, you still have time to make adjustments. An advisor can help you model different scenarios and catch blind spots. Sixth, if you have a mortgage, consider whether to pay it off before retirement. With interest rates around 7% in 2026, paying down a mortgage gives you a guaranteed 7% return. That's better than most bonds. But don't neglect retirement savings. Balance is key. Seventh, review your estate plan. You need a will, a durable power of attorney, and a healthcare directive. If you have children, name guardians. This is not just for the wealthy, it's for anyone who has dependents. Eighth, avoid the midlife crisis spending trap. A new sports car, a boat, or a renovation can derail your retirement plans. If you must splurge, pay cash, and only after you've met your savings goals. The biggest mistake in your 40s is assuming you have more time than you do. Many people wake up at 50 and realize they're far behind. Don't be that person. Use your 40s to accelerate. Asterisk your 50s, the tune-up decade. Your 50s are the final stretch before retirement. You have 10 to 15 years left to save. The decisions you make now will determine whether you retire comfortably or not. Here's your checklist for your 50s. First, take advantage of catch-up contributions. In 2026, if you're 50 or older, you can contribute an extra $7,500 to your 401(n)(a), total $31,000, and an extra $1,000 to your Roth IRA, total $8,000. Use these catch-ups to turbocharge your savings. Second, review your asset allocation aggressively. By age 55, aim for 50% stocks, 50% bonds. By age 59, aim for 40-50% stocks. You cannot afford a 50% market drop at age 58. Shift into bond, T-bills, and cash equivalents. Third, if you plan to retire at 55, learn about the rule of 55. This allows you to withdraw from your 401(a) without penalty if you leave your job at age 55 or later. Do not roll your 401(a) into an IRA before age 59.5. You'll lose the rule of 55 access. Fourth, estimate your Social Security benefits. Create an account at ssa.gov. Understand your benefit at age 62, reduced, full retirement age, 67 for most, and age 70 increased. Plan your claiming strategy. Fifth, consider long-term care insurance. Long-term care can cost over $100,000 per year. Traditional Medicare does not cover it. Look into hybrid policies that combine life insurance with long-term care benefits. Sixth, stress test your retirement plan. Use a Monte Carlo simulator like FireCalc or New Retirement. Run scenarios for market crashes, inflation spikes, and longevity. Make sure your plan has a 90% plus success rate. Seventh, pay down high-interest debt. Entering retirement with a mortgage or car payment is risky. Aim to have no debt other than a low-interest mortgage by the time you retire. Eighth, don't forget to live. Your 50s are also for enjoying life. You've worked hard. Take that vacation, but budget for it. Balance future security with present happiness. The biggest mistake in your 50s is being too aggressive or too conservative. Too aggressive and a crash will wipe you out. Too conservative and you won't have enough growth to sustain a 30-year retirement. A balanced portfolio is key. Your 60s, the transition decade. You're at the finish line. Your 60s are about transitioning from saving to spending. This is the most delicate phase because sequence of returns risk is highest. Here's your checklist for your 60s. First, decide when to claim Social Security. For most people, delaying to age 70 is optimal because you get an 8% per year increase for each year you delay past full retirement age. Use your savings to bridge the gap from retirement to 70. Second, set up your withdrawal strategy. Use a tax-efficient order. Spend taxable accounts first, then traditional IRA, 401(n), then Roth IRA. This minimizes taxes and keeps your Roth growing for later. Third, create a sustainable withdrawal rate. For a 30-year retirement, 4% is the classic rule. For a longer retirement, use 3.5%. Be flexible. In down years, spend less. In up years, spend more. Fourth, review your required minimum distributions, RMDs. RMDs start at age 73 for those born between 1951 to 1959 and age 75 for those born in 1960 or later. If you don't need the money, consider qualified charitable distributions, QCDs, to donate tax-free. Fifth, consolidate your accounts. Multiple 401(n) SECs and IRAs are hard to manage. Roll old 401(n)(AS) into a single IRA or your current employer's plan if it has low fees. But be careful, rolling into an IRA may reduce asset protection. See Script 36. Sixth, consider a Roth conversion strategy. If you have low income in your early 60s, convert some traditional IRA money to Roth to reduce future RMDs and taxes. Pay the taxes from taxable savings. Seventh, review your estate plan. Update your will, beneficiaries, and power of attorney. Consider a trust if you have a complex estate. Name backup beneficiaries for all retirement accounts. Eighth, plan for health care. Medicare starts at 65. Sign up on time to avoid penalties. Consider a Medicare supplement, Medigap, or Advantage plan to cover what Medicare doesn't. Budget for out-of-pocket costs. The biggest mistake in your 60s is not having a withdrawal plan. Many retirees just take money out randomly and risk running out. Build a systematic plan and review it annually. A final story: the power of a checklist. I want to tell you about a couple, Bill and Sue, who followed this checklist decade by decade. They started in their 20s with small Roth IRA contributions. In their 30s, they increased their savings rate and added a 401(n). In their 40s, they maxed out all accounts and paid off their mortgage. In their 50s, they shifted to a conservative allocation and caught up on savings. By 60, they had $1.5 million. They retired, claimed Social Security at 70, and now live on $70,000 per year, more than they ever spent while working. They travel, see their grandkids, and never worry about money. Bill told me, the checklist made it simple. We didn't have to be geniuses, we just followed the steps. You can be Bill and Sue. It's not about being rich, it's about being intentional. Asterisk. Your action plan right now, regardless of your age. Here is what you need to do today based on your current decade. If you're in your 20s, open a Roth IRA. Contribute $500. Set up automatic monthly transfers. Buy VTI. Do it right now if you're in your 30s. Increase your 401(n) contribution to 15%. If it's lower, increase by 1% this week. Log into your account and change it. If you're in your 40s, calculate your retirement number. Use an online calculator. If you're behind, increase your savings rate by 2% and consider a side hustle. If you're in your 50s, review your asset allocation. If you're over 60% in stocks, rebalance to 50-60% stocks this week. Also, check your catch-up contributions. If you're in your 60s, create a withdrawal plan. List your accounts. Decide which to spend first. Meet with a fee-only fiduciary for a one-time review. Regardless of your age, comment below. I'm in my Juanas, and my next step is fill in the blanks. I'll reply to the first 100 comments with personalized advice. If this video gave you a clear roadmap for the rest of your financial life, hit the like button. It helps others find their path. Subscribe and turn on notifications. This is the final video in this series, but I'll be back with a new series on advanced wealth strategies for high-income earners, small business owners, and real estate investors. Your retirement is not a dream, it's a math problem. Solve it decade by decade, year by year, dollar by dollar. You have the checklist. Now go execute. I'll see you in the next series.